Chapter 2. Nice to meet you. I am not special. Before we jump into the meat of this book, there is a foundational reality of who I am that I want to make crystal clear. I am not special. I will admit, I have had what I consider to be a fortunate upbringing. Not from a financial sense necessarily, but from the fact that I experienced the world from a young age due to my father's career in the Army. I was surrounded by people who were successful in their lives and who encouraged me to do what makes me happy. Outside of that, I am not special. I don't have an abnormally high IQ. I went to normal public schools. I did not go to a stereotypical Ivy League university. I don't have a trust fund that I've been able to use to fund my various interests. I am a deplorable test taker. And my eating habits consist of what you would find at a 10-year-old's birthday party. Side note, having money just allows me to buy fancier cheese. This is so incredibly important to call out because you do not have to be what society or science deems as intellectually gifted to succeed. You just must decide what you want and then never stop focusing on that goal. That is what I did and continue to do as my journey is far from over. I decided the type of life I wanted and what I needed to do to get there. And since that moment, each and every day, I never waver on doing what I need to do. Also, I give a shit. Plain and simple. Many people today don't care about what they are doing because they view it as a means to get on to the next day. Instead of planning for the next 5 years, they plan for the next weekend. As I said, I may not be the smartest person in the room, but I can promise you that no matter what I am doing, I sincerely care about the success of that venture and the success of everyone involved. That is called passion, my friends. Passion. I have a passion for a lot of things. Primarily for building wealth, designing a life I love, and using my experiences to help others achieve their desired level of success as well. I will discuss passion throughout this book and encourage you to read about the author in the back of this book to see living proof of how passion can truly allow you to build a life you love. As someone passionate about music, I learned to play guitar at age 12, and by the time I turned 17, I launched a music production company called Right Beat Productions. I produced and sold instrumentals, or beats, to rappers and vocalists all over the world. In 2015, I launched an affordable luxury bracelet company called Elitewear. By the end of 2018, the company has sold thousands of bracelets, had clients in 50 countries around the world, a retail reseller in Italy, and a following of over 25,000 on Instagram, a group I proudly refer to as Elitewear family members. As an FAA certified drone pilot, in 2017 I started Get It Sold Drone Services, a company that provides unique aerial videography and photography for real estate agents and business owners in Omaha, Nebraska, and surrounding cities. This is in addition to a more traditional photography company I launched in 2018 called Aspects and Angles Photography. Today, my wife, real estate superstar Kim Bills, and I own and operate Crucero Properties, LLC. Together, we purchase condos and single-family homes, add modern updates, and then offer them as rental housing units. As of 2019, we own 8 properties with plans of acquiring at least 5 more over the next 10 years. Silver spoon. We all know the saying, born with a silver spoon, meaning born with money or being given money and things without having to work for it. We are also a society that loves to make broad, often inaccurate assumptions about others who have money or live a lifestyle that is better than our own. An example of this inaccurate assumption is, well, me. I can't count the number of times someone has made a backhanded comment about my success or what I have earned in life as being a result of my father being a general in the Army. Yes, I'm serious. I remember a few years ago driving up to an event in my Mercedes, and an acquaintance saying in response to seeing my car, "Ah, yeah, well, your dad is a general." Another time in a different situation, someone said, "Well, just call your dad, he can buy that for you." Similar comments from people have sprinkled their way in here and there over the years. I generally don't care much about what people think of me, and I can brush most things off fairly easily. But this was always something that puzzled me. Did those who knew me directly or knew of me through acquaintances assume that I could not live the life I had without sharing a checking account with my parents? I moved out of my house and began supporting myself the morning after I graduated high school, literally, in 2006 at the age of 18. My father made Brigadier General, 1-star general, in 2011, 5 years after I had already built a life for myself alongside my then fiancée, now wife. I was already well on my way in my career and building a healthy net worth long before my father became a general. To be clear, I am beyond proud of my parents and what they have achieved in their life, and I harbor no resentment as a result of a handful of idiots making presumptive comments about me. I could literally write a book about just how proud I am of my parents. My point is this. Remember, there is no quicker way to make an ass out of yourself than to assume you know something about a person without actually knowing them. Just as my father or any individual of higher rank in the military didn't just walk into a recruiter's office and slap a star on their shoulder, I sure as hell didn't just graduate high school and become a director. Privilege. Here is the reality. I am a heterosexual white male born a citizen of the United States of America to a middle-class family. In other words, I won the proverbial lottery. The feeling of not having food on the table each night or clothes on my back each day has never been part of my reality. I have never been turned down for a job or for housing because of the color of my skin or who I love. I have never lost a promotion because of my gender. No one has ever walked on the other side of the street at night to avoid me because of how I look. I have never been watched in a high-end department store as I shopped, or been asked by a store employee if I realized how expensive the items were. I have never felt unsafe around a police officer, or felt that the laws of our society and those charged with upholding them were not in my corner. My parents have never had to tell me to act a certain way around certain types of people for my own safety. My basic rights as a citizen and human have never been violated or questioned by anyone at any time for any reason. I have had my own struggles, many of which I will discuss throughout this book. And to be clear, I have not been handed the success I have enjoyed. Far from it, you will soon find. However, in a time when so many choose to blatantly ignore the underlying advantages they have had in life, even in the face of indisputable facts, I chose to recognize my privilege throughout my journey, and I encourage others, especially my young readers who are the future of society, to do the same.